So Driven is an event for entrepreneurs, business owners, or just individuals looking to be around like-minded people.
That was the moment where I came back and I told Syl, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. Like, we gotta create our own event. That's the only way I'm going to be able to speak on stage.
I work fucking harder than everybody I've ever met because I don't stop until I'm done, ever.
Let's do Driven, because Driven, we're gonna control the microphone, the narrative, and now people are gonna listen to us.
I know a lot of people that go to all these events y nunca hacen nada, mija. Se quedan ahí igual. And I'm like, so you just spent all this money, you sat there and did nothing. And I mean, the point is to build relationships.
Like if I get it in my Ferrari and go out there and I'm wearing some Yeezys, guess what? All the youngsters are gonna be like, damn.
Imagine when I get in my Ferrari with my little skirt.
Hey guys, welcome to Driven Couples. We have a lot of energy today. We have an amazing Driven Couples to help our friends here.
Yeah? Always.
Been working on the workbook. It's going to be a pretty nice workbook.
We're getting ready for our business boot camp. For those of you that are attending, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. Yeah?
The way I take notes.
Yeah?
Look at this.
Good.
So Driven, babe, what's Driven? Can you start by telling them what Driven is, since I've been talking so much today?
So Driven is an event for entrepreneurs, business owners, or just individuals looking to be around like-minded people, right? Because at the end of the day, you go to these events to network with other people that are either, you know, entrepreneurs, can help your business. They could do different things for you, and that's how you build the relationships to be able to take you to the next level. So that's what Driven is. We bring like the best speakers. Every year is better than the last. And yeah, I'm super excited.
Well, it's not the best speakers. It's the best
Information.
Best information. And part of my like the way I promoted this Driven Couples today was to teach you, or to kind of tell you the story of how we became multi-millionaires because of Driven. You know that without Driven, we're not multi-millionaires? Yeah, we're certainly not.
Okay.
Because today, in today's world, it's all about popularity. It's all about getting attention. It's all about who's the biggest star on social media, who's the biggest star on social media, because not even TV is as big as social media now.
Well, exposure, yeah.
Like, just think about it, like Ryan's World. You don't have to be a celebrity to be a multi-millionaire, to make $30 million a year. Look at Ryan's World.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
he's not.
kids like his channel.
Yeah. Well, what about the brothers, Logan Paul and the other Paul?
I don't know who
Jake
those
Paul,
are.
right? Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
I have no idea who they are.
Well, the guys that make a bunch of funny videos on YouTube, and they have millions of subscribers, and then one of the brothers was going to fight Mayweather, but they canceled the fight. But that just shows you how now it's not even about TV. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, well, in order to become a celebrity, I have to come out on TV or in a movie or in a comedy show, like soap opera or whatever you call those things, telenovelas, whatever. You don't even have to do that. If you become popular on YouTube, you could become a multimillionaire. So when I was coming up, I decided to start a mortgage company. And
well, you decided to get into mortgage.
No, when I started my first business, I started my first business I was sitting on the couch. So that's in your mom's house in La Puente.
Yeah, but you were a loan originator before you did that. Before you said, oh, you know what, I made a lot of money doing mortgages, so now let me start up my own mortgage company.
I didn't want to start my own mortgage company.
We did?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Gina Carr, one time, I was doing my mortgage, my loans, and you were used to help me at the time, and I never planned on opening up a mortgage company. One day I'm talking to this rep, and this rep, Gina Carr, she tells me, Albert, why don't you get your broker's license and open your mortgage company? And I said, well, Gina, I never thought about that. and she said, Albert, like, I see it in you. You're very business. You're like a businessman. You could do it. Get your broker's license. So that person that saw something in me that I wasn't even thinking about, and then that got my mind thinking. And I started thinking, well, why not? And then I don't know if I told you, but I started thinking like, okay, I want to open up my mortgage company. And of course, I told you later, but I
think
thought
I was there when she told you that.
I
actually.
thought, well, okay, so how do
remember that.
how do I open my mortgage company? And I had this bright idea. Okay, well, let me go ask my current broker, Mark. Hey, Mark, how do you open a mortgage company? And right away, he tried to convince me not to do it, and why it was like a mistake, and it was too much work, and he was right. It's a lot of work, and you're gonna battle a lot of hard times, for me, I battled heart attacks. I wanted to jump off my balcony. I mean, I don't think you believe me still, but it was. You don't believe me?
I mean, I believe that it was hard because I was with you.
Yeah, so you don't believe me that many times for like at least 1 second I thought about jumping off the balcony. Yeah, I didn't jump because of you.
Okay, I know you told me
if
that.
it weren't for you and being pregnant, I would have jumped.
I don't think
I would have been
it takes
selfish.
a lot. I think to do that.
It doesn't take a lot if you're drugged up and you're not thinking. But if you're sober and you jump, that takes a lot.
Yeah.
And like I didn't want to do that because you were pregnant, and it was Italia, and I'm not. And besides, I just thought about it for a second, and I changed my mind. But it looks like today you want to argue. Is there something going on
No,
that I should know?
Nothing.
All right,
Just
so
let's move on. Come on.
There's nothing to move. Well, you want to talk?
No, I'm listening.
Okay, well, I'm sharing my story to all of these wonderful, beautiful people that want to listen to it.
Okay.
So, going back before you interrupted me for the third time, this lady, Gina Carr, one of them, the bank reps that I brokered mortgages through, she gave me this idea. So one day after that, like I'm sitting on your mom's couch,
yeah.
and your sisters walk by, and they asked me like, "What are you thinking about?" Because I was like daydreaming like this, and I tell them, "Well, I'm gonna open up my own company," and they said, "What kind of company?" I tell them, "Well, it's gonna be a mortgage company," and then they ask me, kids, like, "Okay, so what's it gonna be called?" And I tell them, "The Mortgage Guy."
Yeah.
And
I remember
and I just said that like that because I do mortgages and I'm a guy, so why not call it The Mortgage Guy? And long story short, it became The Mortgage Guys after I got mentorships and I learned, and you see the driven hat, The Mortgage Guys. And once we start the mortgage company, this is after I was a loan originator and we decided to open up The Mortgage Guy. We start the company and I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna like kill it. Everybody's gonna want to work with us. We're gonna recruit all these agents. And then you know what I'm gonna do? I have this bright idea. I'm such a genius. I'm gonna open up a real estate company, and we're gonna pay them 100% commission. We're gonna pay the agents 100% commission. They're all gonna come running because it's 100% commission. I'm such a genius. This is gonna work. And then we're gonna get all the mortgages from them. And then what happens?
It didn't work.
Agents don't want to come. Then agents start asking me like, wait, why are we going to join your real estate company? Which is, my wife did real estate back then. So that's why real estate, we're like, okay, real estate and loans. So people didn't want to come. They said, well, why are we going to go to Ambiance Realty? It's a new company. You have no idea about real estate.
That's not true, but okay.
What's not true?
What do you mean you have no idea about real estate?
I'm not a Killer Williams, Syl.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to be. I knew a lot about real estate.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We weren't big names.
Yeah.
We weren't big
basically
names.
It was because of the name.
So we weren't names. We weren't popular. Nobody knew. Nobody cares about you or me. We're nobody.
Yeah.
So nobody's joining that easily.
I'm listening. I'm helping you.
You're not helping me. You're not. Well, you're saying things that don't make sense.
Wrong. You're saying
no. I'm not saying it wrong.
We didn't know anything.
Guys,
about
if you're watching this, please comment below.
Loan originator,
just
I hope
just
you
comment
know
below.
About real estate.
Comment below, please, and tell us if you think Syl is wrong or if Albert's wrong. I'm okay with that.
Jesus, make sure that Brian's
now
be here tomorrow early because that book needs to get turned in at 9 a.m. Please.
Text him right now. So nobody's joining the company. Nobody's joining the company, and we're having a hard time. And then I go to this event. And this is what got me thinking. I go to this event, this influencer, and I see all the people that are there. And I saw his first event, 40 people, then 500 people, then 1,000 people, then 2,000 people. And I saw how they're growing. And I had this bright idea of always raising my hand for questions. So when you go to seminars, you raise your hands.
You get attention.
And I'm getting attention. I'm asking questions. And sometimes they were stupid questions, but
most of the time
I was, a little bit funny, and people liked my questions, and they thought they were funny questions, but good questions. And I raised my hand and I asked questions. So one time I go to the corner and I tell his assistant, hey, let me be a sponsor. Put my my ad, my information like on the jumbo screen. And he says, oh no, we're not doing any sponsors. We want to get all the attention for us. We want to promote our own companies. And I said, oh, okay, but come on, man, we're friends, because we were friends, and I've been to their first event, second, third, fourth, fifth, always paying for the front seat. And finally he says, okay, let me go check with the influencer guy. He comes back and he says, okay, 15 grand. And I'm like, and I'm broke back in that time, like not like broke, homeless, but I'm barely making enough money to keep my mortgage company floating. So I agreed to the 15 grand, put it on a credit card and another credit card. And then they put my information on the screen, and it's like I just said, put Albert Preciado, put my big face, put my cell phone, and put, we pay our agents 100% commission. So 100% commission was my kind of thing that would get attention from all the agents. So that time, the influencer, the main guy that was putting the event, he had a line after when we had a break, he had a big line waiting for him. And guess who had the biggest line after him? Me. Everybody wasn't they were making a line because they wanted to ask me questions, and they wanted to oh, real estate. And guess why? Because I got the attention of a room with 2,000 people. And then I got so many followers. I got so many followers because of that. And my Instagram started growing from there. So after that, I came back and just tell people what I tell you.
That he wanted to do his own event. And I'm like, you're crazy. You're crazy. And he's like, yeah, I want to have my own event. And I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing? And he actually had the recording, because at the time they gave him the recording of the actual event. And I'm like, okay, I observe everything and I soak it in. Doesn't matter if it's not my industry, doesn't matter at all. I'm always paying attention, and most people don't ever pay attention. So I'm always paying attention. So I was like, okay, and I'm watching this. And I'm like, okay, I'm watching the presentations, the guy holding the card, making the announcements, entering the people, then there's a song and blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, okay, and how long? And he's like, 2 months. And I'm like, oh, he said 3 months. I'm like, dude, you're crazy. And he's like, fuck it, we'll figure it out. So anyway, long story short, we got the event going, didn't have a lot of money, and you just he committed, and then we figured it out. That's it.
That's quick.
¿Qué más quieres que diga?
Yeah, so one of the things that I want to go ahead and add, because remember, we're all great at different things.
Yeah.
Syl's not a good storyteller.
I like to move on, and I am good at storytelling when I have extra
So
time.
very, very important. Yeah, well,
I think everybody's probably heard that story five times.
The greatest storytellers are the ones that make the biggest money, and the ones that are the wealthiest.
Like Kobe.
So you can be like, ching, 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 and that's it.
I'll let you handle that part.
So it didn't quite happen like Syl said. So just kind of let's reset and let me explain it better. So when I come back from the event, I tell Syl, guess what happened? It was this, it was amazing, and this happened. And then I tell her, we gotta create our own event, because this other influencer guy, he promised me that I was gonna speak on stage if I did X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. And every year, you guys know I execute. Every year I came back and I would do X, Y, and Z. So just an example. X was, okay, you got to make $1 million. Okay, came back, made $1 million. Oh, wait, but you don't have the following. Okay, I got some following, I made $1 million. Oh, but you're not verified yet. And it was always something. So finally, and it was a lot more than that, guys. But that's in the past. And then finally, that was the moment where I came back and I told Syl, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. We got to create our own event. Mm-hmm. That's the only way I'm going to be able to speak on stage. And for those of you that know me, from know me well, I always had a dream to speak on stage. And I got turned down by another person before that, then this person. So then I said, well, I'm going to create my own stage so that nobody tells me what the fuck I can say. I say whatever the fuck I want.
He did say
so I come back and I told Syl, we got to start this event. And she says, well, what is it going to be called? And I tell Syl, well, I don't know. Let me jump in the shower. I just landed. Let me take, because I was having a few drinks in the airplane and just imagining, okay, oh, this is a great idea. So I get in the shower and I listen to this audio. I put an audio and people are saying sexy legs. I don't know why. So people are so I'm hearing this drive.
My legs are sexy. What do you mean you don't know why?
Drive. I think you could see your underwear, Syl.
No, you can't. You might have. It's okay. We all wear underwear.
So they keep on saying drive. This video that I'm listening to while I'm showering, and then I'm like, we're gonna call it drive. So I come out of the shower and tell Syl, I got the name. It's gonna be called Drive. And she's like, oh, that doesn't sound right. And I tell Syl, okay, well, give me a second. Let me walk to the kitchen, come back. Walk to the kitchen, come back. And I'm like, I know. One letter. We're gonna name it Driven instead of Drive. Driven. And she's like, oh, that sounds better. So when are we gonna have it? And I say, in 3 months. You're crazy, Albert. And I tell her, well, if this old guy had it in three years, we could do it in 3 years. Wow. We got more energy. We could do it, and we could make it happen. So we commit, and then Syl's like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? We're gonna figure it out. In the bank, we only have 50 grand because those are our reserves for the mortgage guy, the company that we're running. We only have 50 grand. That's it. And that's our reserves. We're like surviving every month. And for those of you that have a business, you guys know what it feels like to survive. And you guys know what it is to people, the Goliaths, bigger companies are trying to put you out. People are calling you out. People are making fun of you. And you have to deal with all that. You got to accept it and you got to fight back. You can't be a pussy. You can't be a little quitter. I fought back. And a lot of the times I kept things away from Syl because I didn't want to stress her out. And I was dealing with a lot of financial pain and business pain because I knew that we could go out of business any moment. And she was pregnant. And then we had Italia. And then she got pregnant again. We didn't. You said we got pregnant.
We got pregnant.
Well,
you got me pregnant.
Yeah, but I didn't get pregnant though. So you got I got you pregnant. You got
me pregnant.
I got you pregnant. Yeah, but if we get pregnant, that means that I also get a belly and all that. So when we commit to the event, and then I have this idea. Okay, well, I'm gonna hire this speaker with a lot of audience. He's gonna bring all his audience. And then I'm going to connect with the audience. And then I'm going to get the audience to follow me instead because I think I could connect with them better. And that's another story, but that happened. A lot of the audience that came from this speaker, then they started saying, wait a minute, Albert, you're young and you're Latino. I relate more to you. If you could do it young and being Latino, you give us more hope. You don't have to be white. You don't have to be old to be successful. You could be successful young. So I started giving people a lot of hope, and they started seeing that I was just fighting until this day. People still try to attack me. People try to say things, but it's quite honestly, it's too late. And I have so much experience. We have so much momentum, and we want to use all that power to help you to not make the big mistakes, the huge mistakes. We made huge mistakes that cost us millions, could have put us out of business. And it's okay to make the little mistakes because you want to learn, you want to get experience and learn, but you don't want to make the huge mistakes. I want you to avoid making those huge mistakes. So long story short, we have our first event and $25,000 deposit to the speaker, $25,000 deposit to the Ritz-Carlton. Now we have nothing. And now Syl and my team are like, well, Syl was like, well, the mortgage guys, we just put 50 grand. Do we have enough? What are we going to do? I'm going to get back to originating. So I'm going to start originating extra. I'm going to bring more deals and I'm going to go crazy originating. What about the event? How are we going to pay it? The first event costed close to $500,000. We put 50. We're still $450,000 short. How are we going to do it? And I tell my team and Syl, easy. We're just going to sell tickets. That's that easy. 2 days pass, no tickets sold. Yeah. Then finally we sell a super VIP ticket for $2,000.
We were having lunch or dinner.
We're at Bard & G.
Yeah, it's so cute.
And those were the $2,000 that I'm the proudest of. Like, I remember how happy I was when we sold that super VIP ticket?
Super happy.
$2,000, and then like,
He was like, and then like he like came back to life because he was just looking at his phone like shit, looking at his phone,
and I still do.
Yeah,
It's funny because I'm always looking at my phone, and when I make $1,000, $100, I'm still happy because I'm still grateful that I made something, and I'm always thinking like that. And then we end up, to not make this story super long, 5 years later today, we're having Driven 5. We're having Driven Business Bootcamp 2 this weekend. And our company, the mortgage guy that became the Mortgage Guys with an S, did $21 million revenue last year. This year, we're on our way to do $50 million in revenue. And that's what happens when you don't give up. You know, when somebody doesn't give you a chance, an opportunity, lies to you, doesn't want to be your friend anymore because you're not giving money, you know, like, and when people do that to you, you put it in your own hands and you fight and you create things on your own. Because like I always say, you don't need anybody to believe in you. The only person you need to believe in you is you. Yeah. That's it. So if somebody doesn't believe in me, great. I'll do it on my own. I'm not going to wait here forever and beg for an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I'm going to create on my own, and if I fail, I fail. But if I fail, at least I know that I gave it my all.
100%.
So that was.
Remember what I told you? We were texting the other day back and forth because, again, I deal with everything you can imagine. It's like crazy. And then he has his roles or whatever you want to call them. But I told him, I'm like, I don't care what anybody thinks about me, really. I really don't. You know, because I know that every single day I get up and I show up and I work harder than almost everybody in the room. He says not him, but I still think I work harder than him. And
not even close.
Always. I move faster. I think faster. I operate faster. I want to get things done. I don't like wasting time.
You work just as hard, but you work 2/3 of the time I work.
No, that's not true because who was here in the morning with your girls? Even if we have a nanny here, they want to be attached to me.
But,
and what were you
but
doing?
at 2 a.m. I was working.
Working out with Kyle.
Yeah, but at 2 a.m. I was working.
And then you went back to sleep.
No.
And then you went back to sleep.
No. I did not go back to sleep. I did not go back to sleep.
You didn't go back to sleep.
I did not go back to sleep.
Are you lying?
I went back to give a kiss to the girls and to you. You were like half asleep. You don't even know what's going on.
And I told them this morning, I'm gonna run my 5 miles.
At two, I was up working, and remember that with Kyle. Kyle is our number one agent of the company.
I'm sad I missed him.
So when I'm working out with him, we're talking business and strategies and working out.
Good.
That is called work.
Good.
That is not called working out.
You know what I was doing when I was running 5 miles?
No, I know. I'm not saying that you don't do a lot.
Okay.
But you do a lot.
So anyway, I told him
starting at 8 in the morning when I've been up since 2.
That is fucking bullshit. Stop saying that. Okay. That really annoys me.
Well, you don't have to get mad.
Babe.
Did you wake up at 2?
Are you fucking lying?
Did you wake up at 2?
I woke up freaking early today.
Okay.
And I'm working really hard. To do what I promised.
We all
because I don't have time to work out. I don't. Every minute and every second and every call is after one another.
I get it.
So don't say that because I did not wake up. I don't start at 8. ¿Y a ti quién te dijo eso?
But you said that you work harder than me, and that's not true.
Babe, I work way fucking harder than you. Way
harder. No.
Okay. Anyway, so I told him that I don't care.
Not even close. You work hard, but you're not even. You work hard. You work as hard as me.
We work the same. I just work a little bit harder.
I just work a little bit more hours.
No, you don't.
I'm up before you.
Who's gonna be working right now? You're gonna be sitting on the couch with Italia. That's what I do in the mornings in the bed. Don't say no. So anyway.
We're never gonna agree with that.
We're not. I work fucking harder than everybody I've ever met because I don't stop until I'm done. Ever. I don't care if my fucking feet are falling off and I'm 9 months pregnant. I run faster than anybody. I work harder. I do not stop.
First of all, every time we raced,
and I'm proud of that because it's a lot of work sometimes.
Every time we raced, I smoked you.
Like ran?
Yeah.
Pues obvio. I don't like running. I still do it. Anyway, so what I was telling him is that I don't care what anybody thinks about me except him. Like, I only care what he thinks about me. Not that I need him to be proud of me at all, but, like, it does feel good to know you made a good choice, you know, with your spouse. Because there's nothing worse than not being appreciated by the guy that you do everything for. And if you're a stay-at-home mom, today I was telling him, I'm like, dude, like my kids are angels and like they're just so attached to me lately. And I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Like, am I not being a good mom? And then I have a separate world in my office that I have to deal with. And being a mom is a lot of work, you know, but you want to be a good mom and not neglect your children, which sometimes we have no choice but to neglect them, you know, but there's solutions for everything like tutors and things. And anyway, I always have my kids and I want to be the best mom and I want to always make you proud. I want you to be proud of me. That's why I need to be harder than everybody. I need to work harder. I need to make more money.
Well, that's why I got you the Fitbit. Tell people I got you the
Guys,
Fitbit.
he straight up fucking got. Oh, did I just say a bad word? Got me a Fitbit. I'm like, this thing is horrendous. That's why I'm wearing this dress today. Para tapármelo porque qué flojera. Like watches and dresses do not go cute together. Like I'm sorry. I don't care
But
what
that's a
anybody
Fitbit.
says.
That helps you
Like you need like a tennis bracelet with the dress.
that tracks how many calories she burns, how many steps she takes, and you know.
Can we check how much I slept? Will it freaking
Yeah.
tell you, everybody, that you're a liar? I did not wake up late
Okay.
today. I woke up super early, guys.
Let me see your Fitbit.
How do I do it?
Look, I slept 2 hours and 24 minutes today. That's why I'm like I was exhausted today. I'm exhausted. I slept 2 hours 24
your
minutes.
problem. That's your own fault.
Yeah, but I'm not complaining. I'm just you're saying that you work harder than me.
Get my phone. I need to know.
It is impossible to work hard. We work maybe just as hard,
Charging right here on the
but
right.
but not really. But even if you give her that,
just as hard, Albert.
I'm awake
Just
more
as hard.
hours, so that means I work harder because I'm awake
Who made
awake
you
more
dinner
hours.
last night? Who made you dinner today for lunch?
Well, you were making me dinner. I was working.
So was I. Wasn't I sending people emails and things?
That was
and
after you made
taking
dinner.
care of my kids. Anyway, whatever.
Right,
And
well-
your dog.
Okay, well
That's your
the
dog.
purpose of this is to talk about driven.
Okay.
Here, let me see how many hours you slept before you delete it.
I don't even know how to use it.
People said I'm here to learn 5 figures.
Sorry. We're totally not fighting.
They said keeping up with the Kardashians.
Go. I've never used this thing, but it's a good thing to have, I guess. But it's just ugly. I'm like, can't they make it little and like a nice, pretty bracelet or something? I think you could buy attachments. I don't know. Does it say?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
So anyway, but yeah, guys. So what were we saying before you rudely interrupted me? I totally work
No, about
harder
driven.
than you.
How driven made us
Yeah,
multimillionaires.
and at the beginning, obviously, you're building your relationships, so you have to pay a lot of people to these
You
people.
slept 7 hours and 10 minutes. Look, you have a 77 sleep score.
Oh, perfect. That's how I can go so long and work so long and walk faster
Did it
than
pause right
everybody
there?
and move faster than everybody. Anyway, so at the beginning, before people are giving you or believe in you, you have to kind of earn the credibility. What does that mean? That you might have to pay 50 grand, 30 grand to build a relationship. But when people see that you're real, that you're not full of crap like most of the world, like the people that are like, I would never do that. And then they leave and that's the first thing they do, which I already knew, and time will only tell. Trust me, I've dealt with that with so many different people and things. I'm like, yeah, whatever, bye. Like, over it. But him and me together, like, I feel like we're good to people. We connect well with people, with other couples. Like, I love having, like Salomon and his girl. Like, they're amazing. And I look at them and how they are with each other, and I'm like, it's so funny that, like, they're just funny. And sometimes he's funny, but most of the time we're, like, crazy working.
No, guys, but we're just really she's really competitive. We're competitive people, so like we have these little conversations.
Sorry,
but
I didn't mean to do that on
but
here.
we don't get we don't disrespect each other.
No.
Like whenever we get, sometimes they piss her off on purpose, and then we have better sex.
Wow.
But also another thing is we don't argue. Like when she wants to argue and take it to that next level of arguing, I ignore her and I just go to the other room, or I come to the couch with my daughter, or I don't participate.
Yeah.
We're not, if it's not worth getting divorced, which is something I learned from Bobby and
Bobby
Sophia.
Castro.
Because I asked them, do you guys ever fight? They're like, all the time, every day. But we don't let it go to that next level. If it's gonna go to that next level, I take my car and I go somewhere else, or I go to the other room, or I get on some phone calls and I shift, and then we're back to normal. We're not gonna create a big argument unless it's going to be worth getting divorced.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's pointless to argue about dumb shit.
Agreed. Even though sometimes girls just want to be funny and have a fight.
Yeah, but guys, going back to our topic of driven bootcamp, we are finalizing the workbook. I'm gonna be up all night, and I'm gonna wake up super early to finish this. But I'm gonna share with you guys my principles, like my 10-minute rule. I have a principle that I really believe in. That maybe it's gonna be the first time you hear this from me, but I am. It's one of my core values. Okay, I don't take anybody back, and let me explain what I mean by this. When somebody leaves our company, whether it's an employee, an agent, a partner, I don't take them back. Because it's like when you steal, when you cheat, when you lie, you're gonna do it again. You're gonna do it again. So when somebody leaves us, they left. Like it means they don't want to be with us.
Well, they don't want to fight with you.
So we don't take people back, and we've been sticking to this since we opened the company, and it's just the way it's worked out. And I've in the past, this is from my personal past experience. When people come back, it just doesn't work out. So now we just made it a one of our principles.
Well,
that
and
if people,
the funny thing is, if I can interrupt you by asking if I can interrupt you, we have people now that we tried to recruit in the past, right? When, like, I'm talking when we barely opened the company, and they were like, no, whatever. For whatever reason, they decided not to join after meeting with us. And Albert, like, now it's like these people are reaching out like, hey, we would like to, and we're just like, nope. Like Steph kind of handles that, but we're just like, oh, sorry, if blah, 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 just no, and people that were with us for like 2 weeks left, and we just never take them back because, well, we want all the good people to grow together, build something huge with people, good people. Only good people.
Hey guys, and you see me on my phone, I'm sending the link to people that are texting me right now. I want the link.
Why can't Steph do that? Or Jesus or someone else?
That's a good point. Made a good point. You have the answer to that, guys? So do we have questions?
Oh, my
Steph?
kids are so cute.
Our daughters are back behind there.
They're so precious. I just can't.
So a cool thing, guys, that I have for you is here, like my notes. All of you that are attending, that are either executives or founders, you're gonna get my notebook, our notebook for Driven Bootcamp. And this is the way I take notes. So this is on the left side, on the left side of your notebook, if you're depending where you're looking from. But the left side, I take notes. The right side is my veggies. So these are important things that are really important, are gonna reward you the highest reward. They're gonna pay you the biggest buck, but these are things that are more complicated and things that don't taste good. For example, veggies. That's why I call them veggies, because who likes to eat broccoli and asparagus and all these vegetables that I have here? Like they don't look that good. So people avoid veggies. People rather eat junk food and things that are not veggies. So veggies are important things that are going to pay you the biggest reward, make you the most money, but they're more complicated and they don't taste good. So you always leave them till the end. So what I do is I always write my veggies and then I attack my veggies first. By 12, I want to already complete 4 veggies. And if there's a star, that means that's a really important veggie. So for example, like on a Sunday, I know that it's really important for me to get my wife flowers. So
you haven't done it in a long time.
So it would be here and that's what happens when you don't write down your veggies. So a star here.
You and Italia told them.
Yeah, but I got you the ring. I had that on the star, and it worked out.
You're
right?
so sweet. Yeah,
that's I think that's a little bit more expensive than flowers.
It doesn't need to be expensive. It's the thought that counts.
Okay, so let
That's
me
what
have
I
that
told
back,
Steph
and
when
I
she's
could
like,
get you flowers.
or I don't know if it was Liz
I'll get
or
you
Steph.
flowers every day for the rest of your life, and we'll just return that. Yeah?
No, we're not returning
Okay.
it.
So, guys, we're gonna answer some questions. Ask us questions about Driven, something relating to Driven Bootcamp, and then anybody that asks a question live, we're gonna send you $100. Do we have a first question here?
Yo soy Jorge Rodríguez. Hola.
Hola, ¿qué
Hola,
tal?
somebody jumped the gun.
Yeah, but is it a business? Is it a question?
Una pregunta sobre el bootcamp.
Well, maybe he just
Okay,
joined.
it's
Oh.
Ariel Obando.
Okay, Ariel Gubando.
Obando.
Ariel Obando. Unmute.
What's up, Al? Silver, what's going on? Washing dishes here. You guys are so
Hi.
awesome, man. I just gotta say, I just love it. My question.
Hey, question for you.
Who
Question
works
for
harder, me or him?
question for you. Question for you before you ask your question. Does it get annoying like when we start going back and forth? Cause she'll say things and she'll like piss me off. So I gotta get back and counter. You know, like I'm not gonna stay quiet and let her punk me in front of you guys. Like I'm
not even
I'm
punking you.
gonna
I
put her
would
in her
never
place.
do that to you,
So that's
ever.
just the way we are. Like we're not gonna act differently here because we're live.
Even at home or
Like once we turn this off, like we'll keep it going, but we're not gonna,
I have somewhere
disrespect
to
each
be at
other
7.
or all that.
Sorry.
But yeah, I don't know if it gets on your guys' nerves, but we're just real all the
Sorry.
time.
But I work harder than him, for the record.
Not even close. She wakes up at 8. Come on.
But that's why I could stay. I do not wake up at 8. I did sleep my whatever hours, but I don't wake up at 8. I would die if I did. It wouldn't be enough time.
Okay, well
to
you
do
sleep
everything.
7 hours.
But whatever. Hey. So what's your question?
My question would be so as it pertains to accountability, as it pertains to your group, I know there's always that concept of upgrading. I think I'm at a point where there's a few people in my circle that they've been great. We've grown together, but how do you start to identify that you need to upgrade that particular group or person? I'm seeing that I'm kind of pushing, and my accountability partner is not pushing as much as they were before. So how do you look for that? And I think kind of the answer to that is going to driven, which will be there soon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I would really like to hear what are the things that you begin to look at in yourself to do that, upgrading your accountability partner or friends or group of mentors.
So for example, well, I could talk about upgrading mentors for sure.
All day.
But you, like for example, when you have employees that are not growing with you, some employees they start with you when you open your company, but they just can't grow with you. You know how to explain that really well.
Yeah, I don't want to explain that today. Not today.
All right, not today. Okay.
Not today.
So I'll explain it. So like for example, when you upgrade your mentor. So I had a lot of mentors in the past, and some mentors are gonna grow with you, and that's fine. But some mentors are gonna hold you back. Like when they feel that you're growing too fast, and you're younger and you're hungrier, and they see you as a threat, they kind of pull back and they stop wanting to help. They kind of like I feel like the whole insecurity or jealousy starts kind of jumping in, and then that's when you have to kind of analyze and be like, okay, well, wait a minute. If I don't pay this person, they're not gonna help me anymore. Like that's not right. So you got to kind of pull away and be like, okay, well, let me look for another mentor now. Because remember, you're gonna learn everything from this mentor in a year. In a year, because you're gonna be mentored, you're gonna pay them money, and you're gonna learn. Okay, well, let me learn real estate. Okay, check, and let me learn. Okay, how to be aggressive and multiply your income. You learn that. Okay, check. You got to build your army. You got to hire people. But now what? Like now I need to learn higher level information that I'm not learning here anymore. I want to learn business. Now I'm starting a mortgage company. So look, help me. And they can't help me anymore. They're like, give me more money, give me more money. Like I need help. How do you start a business? Okay, so I met this other mentor, and this other mentor started a company from scratch, which was in the financial world. That's related to mortgages because like the insurance business and the mortgage industry, they're both highly regulated industries, highly regulated industries, and they're boring subjects. They're boring industries. Like who's excited about mortgages? Who's excited about life insurance? That's not exciting. Like you mean you're gonna get excited because you're gonna die and you're gonna have life insurance? Or mortgages? Mortgages even sounds like negative, like mortgages. That means like a loan for death. But they're boring. But then you look at on the other side. Well, these are great industries where you make great money. Mortgages, for example, you sell a mortgage, you make a $10,000. You sell 10 mortgages a month, which is very easy to do, not hard. That's $100,000 a month. So that's a great business. Okay, so now how do I learn business? So I hired a mentor that had a company that was related to mine, similar to mine. And then I learned that. And then what else? Now you need to learn more. Like now that you're making millions, multi-millions, how do you avoid paying taxes? What do you buy? Should you buy real estate? Should you buy a jet? Should you buy a SUV that's 6,000 pounds? So you start learning. Now what else? Okay, well, I'm running out of money. I need more capital. Okay, there's banks that lend you millions of dollars to take your business to that next level. So you start learning more and more and more. But in the beginning, you read every book and then you learn things. And then you start being more selective. Okay, now I'm hired, I'm in a different level. Now I got to be more selective with the things I want to listen to. So you always have to watch the source of your advice. And remember, when you have friends, sometimes friends from high school, from college, you got to let them go because sometimes you're growing too fast and they want to hold you back. And if you grow too fast, they feel bad. They start getting jealous and then they want to hurt you. They're undercover haters. So you always got to watch out for that. And I
want to add something to that. So
Please.
that was huge for me, and I talk about this a lot because sometimes we don't want to let go of, let's say, a friend you had since high school, quote unquote, which is cool. It's okay to like know people and whatnot. Now, are those people headed in the direction you want to go? Do they have the ambitions that you have? Do they work as hard as you work? And a lot of the times, we're young, we don't really think about these things. To me, over anything and everything, work has been my number one priority. You needed me, I was there. And I'm talking because I was a waitress and a bartender before I met him and I got into real estate. I say it and I'll keep saying it. I work harder than everybody. I always have and I always will, but I'm always paying attention. So when I have the opportunity to go here, meaning I wasn't a waitress, I was a host, but I was always watching and listening to what the waitress did, how they stood up, how they took the orders, what they said, how they said it, how the clients responded, literally. So I started taking tables from the host stand because I'm like, hey, I want to make extra tips. And again, most people are not paying attention. They're sitting there wasting their day looking at the clock like, oh, my shift's almost over. What if you actually soaked in where you were at and you can actually learn more, be better, be more efficient, prove that you deserve to be that I deserved in that case to be a waitress. And I bugged and showed that I deserved it. I didn't ask for it until I knew I deserved it because of the way my work ethic. And that's where most people fall short. Patrick Bet-David said this. Most people ask for a raise before they earn it. That's 100% facts. 100%. You have to be willing to put in the work. So my friends, I've been fired with the friend that I got hired with because she was lazy, went out and partied, called in sick the next day. You can't just call in on a restaurant when they already have their waitresses and waiters or whatever. You're creating strain on the rest of the people, but most people are selfish. They don't give a shit. And then they wonder why they end up nowhere their whole life. 5 years later, they're in the same place, complaining about the same things with the same people. And I knew that I didn't want to be like that. It took me a while for, he had to be like, dude, why the hell are we driving to Egypt, meaning far away, to see this person? Like, for what? Like, what are we getting? And then I started kind of doing the math and saying, you know what? I'm driving this far and you can't come see me ever. I always have to go see you. And then I started realizing, and ask me where this person is today, in the same place, in the same house, with the same people, with the same broken mindset. And that person will probably always be there. And I'm like, you know what? It sucks, but it's life. I want to be super uber successful. I don't care if I have to work day in and day out. I don't care. As long as I have the freedom to do what I want, when I want, with whom I want. Which in these days, it's mostly I'm stuck in my office, but that's okay. Because if I say, he says, Syl, we're taking off Thursday, and we decide from one day to the other. If he says, "So we're leaving on this day and we're gonna come," I'm like, "Okay, cool. I could do everything remote. I know I have my team because I have worked so hard to be here, and if I need to be in my office at noon, I could be. But you know what? My work ethic doesn't allow for that. Like, I want to be there to make sure everything's running smoothly and that we can continue to grow. And most people, see, like your friends, your accountability partner you just talked about, might be getting a little comfortable because people make an extra $1,000, $2,000 and they are comfortable. And you never want to get comfortable, and you don't want friends that are comfortable. You want friends that are like, dude, you sold that little? Well, what about this? What about that? How do we get here? How do we keep moving faster? And again, you have to just understand that. And it's okay to know these people. I'm not saying don't ever talk to them again, but you'll have less and less and less time for them because it doesn't make them bad people. But if you don't want to be like that and you have a dream to be like this, a life of whatever you want, always, then you can't have friends like that because they will hold you down. And the minute they see you growing a little bit, they'll keep holding you down. And I've dealt with employees like that. I've dealt with family like that, friends like that. They want to see you do good, never better than them. And that's what you have to be paying attention. Again, actions speak louder than words. And like today was just a rough day for me, but sometimes you don't want to fire a person because whatever reason. And some people need to get fired because if they don't appreciate their job and what their employers have to go through to be able to provide that job for you, and if you're one of those people, rethink that whole situation. Say, would I want my employee to be doing this during work hours? And then it becomes like, shit, these people are real. How can I grow with them? And some people can't grow with you, and that's okay. It's life. And it doesn't make them bad. Some people, you just have to go back and pick them up later down the line. It doesn't make them bad. As long as they don't screw you over, you're good. But anyway, I just got so passionate.
And guys, like at the boot camp, for example, we're going to talk about the importance of, because when you start a business, when you start a company, you're the CEO, you're the founder, you're the owner, you're the manager, you're the operations person, you're the financial person, you're everything. But as you start growing the company, then you start getting you get 10 salespeople. Then you're like, wow, we have 10 salespeople. Then you get 20, then 100, then 300. And then you're like, whoa, this is a lot. Now you're closing 200 transactions a month.
Yeah.
You're paying a bunch of people every week. And it's crazy when you grow that fast and you get to 10 million, 8 figures. Then you get 20 million, 50 million. Then you're in the real business. Yeah. Now you have over 10 employees. You have to hire an expensive CFO, which is a chief financial officer. You need a really good COO, which is an operations person. The CEO needs to stick to his roles or her roles. And then you need a manager. You need a bunch of pieces to the company.
Yeah.
And another thing that we're going to teach you at the bootcamp is
it's going to be so good,
your
guys.
triangle.
I can't wait.
Your triangle. If you guys haven't heard about my triangle, it all starts with your core business. For us, our core business was TMG, which was our mortgage company, which became the Mortgage Guys. But then we started thinking, how do we add more mortgages? Why don't we get a real estate company? Ambiance. Ambiance is a real estate company. We'll pay the agents 100% commission, and then they are going to feed more mortgages to TMG, the Mortgage Guys. And then we said, now what else? What else? How do we complete the triangle? Let's do Driven, because Driven, we're going to control the microphone, the narrative, and now people are going to listen to us. And that's how McDonald's became the best-selling burgers, because they're not the best burgers, but they're the best burgers at getting attention. What about Coca-Cola? They're not the best drink, but they're the best drink at getting attention. They market. So Driven gave us the platform to control the narrative, and slowly, every year, we were growing more, to the point where now we sell out our events like that. Like everybody, you're getting 1,000 followers. I don't know, how often, but your account has been growing like that, and my account's growing like that. And then everybody in our company is also growing. Yeah. We're flowing them power.
It's amazing.
And we completed the triangle. And now this Driven event, we added a Driven bootcamp, which is the business bootcamp. Driven event is more, it has some inspiration and motivation for people that need, to wake up. And it also has a lot of business stuff. Yeah. The boot camp, which is happening this weekend, it's sold out event, guys. So if you guys didn't get your tickets, we are completely sold out.
There's only a wait list.
A wait list. If
somebody cancels.
Yeah, so if you want to be put on the wait list, send me a DM and just DM me wait list, and then we'll help you get a ticket if something opens up. But we are at capacity. We are sold out completely. We don't have any more space. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a Super Bowl party Sunday. We're going to have a private lunch Saturday and Sunday for the founders. There's a bunch of relationships that are going to be there waiting for you to go there and connect. One relationship is all you need to have a different life. So for those of you that are coming, I guarantee you that you're going to have the best experience of your life. It's going to be comparable to like when you had your first child, when you got married. That good. It's going to feel that good. I promise you. If not, I give you your money back. Contact Steph and get your money back. Now, when you complete your triangle, then what do? Well, you start creating businesses inside your triangle. So for example, mortgage, real estate driven, what's relatable? Escrow. Because everybody that gets a mortgage or sells a house, they need an escrow.
Yeah.
Check. What else, Albert? What else? Credit repair. Every client needs credit help, and on and on and on and on. So all this, I'm going to be teaching all this at the Driven Bootcamp. I'm really excited. Like I have all these pages about all the stuff that I'm going to be, sharing. So super pumped up, guys. If you haven't gotten your ticket, get on that wait list, or I'll see you next year. But super pumped up. And this is what Driven has done to us. Now people listen to us. Now people want to be a part of us. We have people that are getting paid 100% commission that come to our company and get paid a percentage.
He finally woke up.
So I've been awake.
Estabas dormido en la hace ratito. Yeah, you were. At the beginning, wasn't he kind of slow?
No, you were
no.
attacking, and I was just attacking back.
I was not attacking. I was hearing you, and I'm like, okay, you're kind of low on energy. I gotta make him mad.
I'm not mad. You were just getting mad because you're not a good storyteller.
Stupid. I can be if I make it a thing. I could do anything.
Okay,
I'm amazing.
Yeah, but everybody has different strengths. Like, for example, you're not good at driving. You're not good at
I'm
computers.
great at driving. You're getting better at computers.
You're great at operations. Yeah.
That's me. I'm
organizing
really
and planning. You're amazing. But driving, like, you're not good at all.
I'm the best.
You're not good at all at driving.
Okay, we're not gonna talk about that.
Okay.
So anyway, guys.
So we're gonna go to the next question, and we have 2 more questions, and then we're done.
Next question is Rosa.
What's the count?
¿Dónde está Rosa?
Rosa.
Okay, here I am.
Hi.
Hi. So first
Hola,
of
soy
all,
Jorge Rodríguez de Texas Sur.
Steph. When are you gonna get the account already so that we don't have to do this? Pay for it.
So first of all,
I'm not
I want to
right.
say that I love seeing a Mexican power couple. I love you guys, both of you guys.
Oh, you're so
And so I
Thank
just have
you.
to give it to you because it's harder for women. Like, I don't care what anybody says. It's harder for women.
I don't care what
And I
anybody
just-
says either.
I
You know what
love,
my grandma,
you know-
I'm going to interrupt you. You know what my grandma told me this morning? Because I was like, man, because she's been staying with me for a few days now. Because I'm like, usted puede venir aquí cuando quiera. Like, you're like my mom. My house is your house. Like, whatever you need, dude. She's 82. So I'm like, I want to enjoy her as much as possible. And this morning I was like, I'm like, y yo hasta allá con perro. I'm like, Italia, Berlin. And they've been like, they want to be with us. The weekends we spend as much time with them as possible. And I like dedicate my everything to them. Y le digo a mi abuelita, y Alberto le digo haciendo ejercicio con whatever, one of our guys, right? She's like, ay, mija, es que para ellos nada cambia. And I'm like, she's so right. But anyway, it's just funny because she literally told me that this morning, and she would know. She has like 100 kids. So
Where are you showing off your legs today?
It's just amazing. And then I am going to be attending the boot camp. So I just want to ask both of you, how do I best prepare to get the most out of it? I know it's going to be an amazing event, and I want to make sure that I go in ready to learn and ready to network. What would be the tips that you would give me to best prepare for it?
The second best thing is just come with a fresh mind.
yeah.
Fresh mind, like meaning
Go to sleep early. Don't drink the day
try
before.
not to drink too much the day before. Maybe have a beer or a glass of wine. Relax, and just come get there early because it's gonna. That way you are you. What kind of ticket did you get?
Executive.
Executive. Also, you have an assigned seat, so you're good. But try to get there early because we're gonna start early and it's gonna be powerful. But also, even though I know that our events are the best, don't feel bad if you have to step away, like in the middle, in the beginning, late, or maybe leave a little early to go and walk around and network. Because number one thing you have to do there is you want to network. You said it. You want to find that relationship. Remember, every time you go to a place, to an event, there's one or two people that you need to talk to. So whenever I go to an event or to a conference or to a mixer, there's one or two people that I want to connect to, and that's it. Like, there's way too many people. There's one or two people, and usually those are the two most powerful people in the room. I want to connect with them. Syl always says that about me.
Yeah.
But maybe you could add a little bit to it.
He's always looking for the biggest fish in the room, and he'll do whatever it takes to get close to them. He's always been like that. It's so funny because like he starts getting closer and closer and closer. Y ya después ahí están de amigos. But make sure you look nice. Also bring a jacket because I'm gonna have heaters everywhere. I don't know how cold it's gonna be, but during the day we should be fine because it's in Malibu. It's outdoors because of all the BS going on. And don't be shy. Like, don't be afraid to ask people whatever, like network and really take in the information. And remember, even if you're not sitting there the whole time, because we are going to have a lunch break in the middle, it's going to be like an hour and a half. It's enough time to network with people, walk around, but make sure that you're not shy to ask people things, that you're not, you're going to get there's going to be a recording in our Driven Academy. We have every single event we've ever had. And it's not just because it's my event. We put our heart and soul into this with our team. It's just for such a bigger cause than, and it's very expensive to put together. Like, our event is like top of the line, world class. Like, we don't do anything halfway or half-ass or cheap either. So, just know that there's a way you can get that information, but also, there might be some people you want to see more than others. But again, soak in the information. But most importantly, after 2 days, you want to leave and you want to execute. So take notes on the things that you personally are committing that you're going to change. Because I know a lot of people that go to all these events y nunca hacen nada, mija. Se quedan igual. And I'm like, so you just spent all this money, you sat there and did nothing. And I mean, the point is to build relationships, to say, hey, this person would be good for me, or I can offer you this, or we could do this together. And I know that Driven is a great place for that, because it just is. Like, we attract such a good crowd of people.
Yeah.
Y los que no,
we actually ban people
yeah,
from our
we
events.
ban. There's a blacklist, girl.
Yeah, we have a blacklist. Like, once you're banned, you're banned.
Yeah, and no bad vibes
remember,
allowed.
You're going to this weekend. You're looking for that $1 million. Like, you're looking for that $1 million idea. There's gonna be a lot of ideas, but there's gonna be that $1 million idea. You got to find that idea, and you got to find that one or two relationships. And remember that there's just so much quality there. Like, nothing but great people. Like, we screen everybody.
Yeah.
And we
do.
literally over capacity. We're kind of like we got to get rid of some people actually. But it's crazy. But it's nothing but good people. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be the best. I guarantee you that it's gonna be the best time of your life. Like, guaranteed.
I'm super pumped. I can't wait.
Tell me really quick. What kind of business do you have?
So I actually was in commercial real estate, and in November, at the end of November, I quit my job. I'm working on getting my NMLS. I'm studying. My test date is March, and I'm all in now. Like, I spoke to Ada. I met her at EMA.
Oh, I love Ada.
She's
She's amazing.
I'm like super excited, and I'm just gonna go all in. Like, I am ready to just go all in.
Good.
I had to leave that other job behind. And I'm like ready now. I'm like super ready, super pumped, and I just want to get started.
Good. I'm excited for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're gonna love it.
And grab me and say hi to me, okay?
I will for sure. Thank you.
I'll see you this weekend.
You're
Come prepared.
welcome.
Come ready. And
All right.
okay, I'll see you. I was gonna say something about. You know what I was gonna say? Like I didn't want I stopped, but I'll tell you.
I already know what he was
I'm
gonna
just
say.
that kind of. I just can't hold back, and I can't I can't lie.
Let me guess.
Well, the Super Bowl party. I was gonna tell you we're having this Super Bowl party, but it's for the founders.
Oh yeah.
So like and we're kind of limited in space, but regardless, you're gonna be like in the front. You're gonna meet a lot of people, but that Super Bowl party is gonna go crazy.
It's gonna be
We're probably
awesome.
gonna be there till like I know Brad Lee's gonna be there taking shots, and Bobby likes to have fun.
I think everybody, it's funny because I was telling him, sometimes when you run into some grumpy ass people, I'm like, man, like, because it's your fault if you will allow misery, right? Like, I get it. Things happen to all of us. It's all about the way you react or take certain things, right? But I'm like, some people are so goddamn miserable and they want everybody else to be miserable with them. I'm like, not here, honey. Like, back up. I like being happy, and most very successful people are happy if you pay attention. And I always say, money's not going to make you happy. If you're miserable when you're poor, you're going to be miserable when you're rich, if you ever get there, because a bad attitude will never get you very far. Nobody wants to be around that. Yeah. But okay.
Well, I'm super excited. Thank you so much.
See you.
See you this weekend.
Yes.
Yay.
Anthony Corona.
Right, Anthony Corona, before we move on to this question, everybody watching on Instagram, if you guys want to keep watching this, click the link, not the link, but text the number right there to receive the private link so you can continue to watch this live. We're going to do a few more questions, and then we'll see you next time. So Anthony Corona. Corona. Sorry. Corona.
Steph, make sure you put it on your
Hey,
notebook.
what's up,
Let's
guys?
order whatever you
What's
need
up?
so we can fix it.
Not much. Just having my girl made me some bomb ass delicious pasta.
Oh, bro, don't tell me about
don't
the
say
like,
pasta.
like my biggest stress every day is like hoping that my wife's gonna make me some food.
After I run all 3 companies, sure, of course, and raise your kids and take care of your dog
Yeah, but
and
then-
run 5 miles.
and after I get you a full-time nanny, and after I get you a full-time housekeeper, and after I get you a nice five and a half carat ring.
Cállate. I'm teasing him. I'm totally pissing him off.
I love you guys so much. I like this back and forth. This back and forth.
Anyway, I made him lunch, dude. I was like, "Do you want?" He's like, "I don't like old food." So I'm like, "Dude, I always try to like do things for you, but you have to."
Why do you keep like? You're hitting me a lot.
Because I want to touch you.
Look, I don't put my hands on girls. The only 2 times I pulled their hair, we had 2 babies. So I'm gonna leave it like that.
Shut up. Anyway, pasta sounds good. Don't tell me that.
Yeah, hopefully one day you make me pasta.
Like in your guys' relationship, when it comes to finances, what do you base your decisions on? On like how to allocate that money? How do you decide this much money is going to here, this is going to there?
Tell him.
You know, like, well, I'm in charge of finances, so when I'm crazy though. I'm
He's
not
very crazy.
I'm not the best
Administrator.
person to follow on finances because I was lucky. I mean, I don't think I was lucky. I think I work my ass off and I work nonstop. Like, I'm the hardest worker in the world. Like,
Yes.
nobody.
I mean, no, I'm the hardest worker in the
See,
world.
she accepted it. So make sure you make a highlight out of this, Jesus. But like, I'm the hardest worker in the world, in the universe. So
Marker.
so when I just I get my money and I put everything on the line, and then even though she's pregnant, even though we have a company to run, even though we have employees, so plenty of employees, from the beginning I put everything on the line because I always thought really big, and I put all the money. We grew, and then we almost went out of business, and then we made some money, and I put back everything in. We grew, and then we almost went out of business, and then I put all the money, and then I got more, and I started getting some credit, and I started putting more and more and more and more, and then I just kept like just creating I just saw everything as opportunities, and I started going all in, and I think that there is no way to become a billionaire if you don't go all in and take some huge risks. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. And you also have went through experience and through having mentors and attending events like Driven and Tony Robbins, or there's other events over there. reading books, going through YouTube. YouTube is free.
Yeah.
Just learning stuff, getting better right here. You take more. You take better risks. You don't want like a stupid risk. A stupid risk is having
Drinking and driving.
6 shots of tequila and then driving home.
That's
a stupid risk. There's no reward.
There's Ubers. There's so
no
many
reward.
things now.
But if you're gonna make a business risk that maybe you'll lose $1 million, but maybe you get to 10 million, I take those risks. Yeah. So once you pass a certain level, then you kind of made it in life. So now you just got to be smart. Now you have to budget. So one of the things that I'm going to talk about at the boot camp is I put myself on a salary, and it's going to sound kind of maybe crazy, but they cut my pay. So they cut my pay. So they are gonna pay me. I'm only gonna get paid now $1,040,000. So I have here my budget. So now I'm put on a budget. So now my salary is $1,040,000. So to me that's a huge pay cut. But many people are being like, Albert, are you being serious? But it's a huge pay cut. But this is what they advised me, experts, and we have our CFO, I have my mentor, and I have business partners, and now I have an investor that's putting a lot of money in the company. So they want to put me on the budget. Yeah, that's personal money.
Just personal.
That's personal. So my $1,040,000, which is about $88,000 a month, that's the money I have to spend on Ferraris, watches, vacations, like trips.
But he doesn't need any more of that.
Yeah,
so we're totally perfect.
But having said that,
Golden.
like I'm ready for that because home, like where we live. So I'm already past that. Like I'm already at a level where I feel really happy and I'm really confident about myself and who I am. I'm really proud of what I do to help people. I'm really proud. I'm really proud of. Yeah, she doesn't like it when I say I. She wants
because
me to
I'm like,
say,
dude, I do all the back end. So
but he's asking me about my income. So he's not asking about your income right now. He's asking about my income. So so I'm really proud of being a great husband. So I can't say we being a husband. So like it's I. So I am proud of being a great husband.
Yes, you are a good husband.
I am proud of being a great father.
He is a great
father. Okay, so all those things are in line. I don't need any more $200,000 watches and exotic cars, and I don't have anything else to prove to other people. I did it in the beginning because I wanted to get attention and I wanted to get business.
But you also like those things.
I do, but I wasn't really a big watch guy. But I got into watches.
Yeah.
But I did all that. So I was telling one of my guys, a really important guy in my life, Bobby Castro. I told him, Bobby, I don't need any more watches. I don't need to get Syl another ring for quite a while. I don't need to get any more cars. Like I got enough, like I want to make. I love seeing my girls happy. To me, more important is to swim with my girl.
Yeah.
To take her on a little walk, those kind of things. She likes to climb my back. My neck is like really beat up. So those are the things that make me happy now. So all my focus is now on growing the business. So just to give you an example, last year we did 20 million. Okay, 21 million exactly. But let's just say we made 20 million to keep it sexy. We made 20 million. Our margins are 25%. And I say this bluntly, like just I'm just.
Sometimes I'm like, don't you think you disclose a little bit too much?
I like
but
to
he
share,
doesn't care.
Because I know what I'm going to do this year. This year, I'm going to do 50 mil. This year, I'm going to buy a $13 million jet. So 21 million. So we made 20 million just to keep it sexy and even. 25% are our margin. So meaning 5 million is the net. So when you start a business, you make your 5 million net, you spend the 5 million. Or let's just say you make $1 million net, you spend the 1 million. So you're spending all your money. You're like, oh, good. But now when you start getting more intelligent people than you, like you get your CFO, which is kind of uncomfortable because the CFO tells you, Albert, you can't make those transfers.
Yeah.
You can't transfer that money from the bank.
Yeah.
That belongs to this company. Hey, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm like, what the fuck? It's my company. I never had somebody tell me that. I always override. But now Bobby's like, Albert, put yourself on $1 million salary. And then the difference, which is $4 million, that stays with the company. And then you're going to grow that company. And
when
then
we
guess
get
what?
to 50, do you get a pay raise?
When we get to 50 mil, the margin is I have all the numbers written down. The net is 12.5 mil. So 12.5 mil, that's why we're gonna buy a $13 million jet, because that's gonna offset the income. So we're gonna pay 0 taxes, because a jet is 100% tax deductible, the full amount of the purchase price that same year. So it's a strategy that I'm doing.
So come
And
fly.
and not only that, because I really love jets. Like we were on the jet.
Dude, no.
We're never going
Flying
back.
commercial, or what is it?
Yeah, question?
Albert has a salary? Does that mean you have a salary too, or how does
No, that I mean she spends all my money anyways.
No, but like in terms of Bobby Castro, since you
We're just gonna have
No,
one,
it's
because
it's
I don't
one
really,
salary.
I don't really spend money.
I mean,
it's so weird.
our home is both of ours. Our cars are both of ours. Our kids are both of ours. When we travel together. It's not like
Exactly.
like one thing that I'll say is, like, Syl was with me when I lost everything, when I was homeless, when I used to sleep in the car, when I lived in the Ford Explorer for 2 months. She stayed in that Ford Explorer with me for 2 months. So I don't have any prenup. Why would I get a prenup when I have nothing?
Why would he get a prenup when I do all the work?
So now if Syl leaves me,
I would never.
then if this this young Puerto Rican or young Russian chick wants to like get with me, then of course I'll give her a prenup. But I didn't have to get a prenup
He's
with her.
such an asshole.
But yeah, I mean,
at least he's honest.
I hope this answers the question. But I think you had a follow-up question.
Wait, I was gonna say
okay.
something. So you said you love jets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Flying right now with the craziness of the world is so inconvenient, even in first class. It's a bullshit. Like, people are just like, I'm not even gonna get into that topic, but like flying private, and it was our own jet. Like, we didn't share it with anybody. It was extremely expensive, that I was like, even Albert, and you know what he told me? Like, this is why we make such a good team. To me, it's like, I'd rather have that huge amount of money in my bank account. Like, I don't know. I'm just like that, but he's like, Syl, we need to taste it and we need to experience it, so that we get our asses like so lit on fire that we will have the jet by the end of the year. And I know exactly what he's saying, because it's just how our life has been since we've been together. It's like crazy. Like, I can't even, like, I wish I still had a journal. When I met him, because I love to like write, like, I literally have a journal from like high school. Like, when I met him, I would write down the texts he would send me and things like that. I'm like, it would be so interesting, because I used to have the best memory ever. And now I'm like, shit, what did I, not on current things or what I'm working on, but like past things. And I'm like, could I forget that, I don't know what it is, but anyway, it's just crazy to think of the growth and how every single year, no matter what we were going through, like 2013, that was the year we made the least money, but it's because we were like writing letters to the DRE. He was going through a lawsuit, and whatever he goes through, obviously I was going through, and I was helping him and supporting him and making sure, we were making the best decisions, so it'd be kind of interesting to kind of see, like, I don't know, the mindset, you should be being, exactly.
And Anthony, really quick, like, let me let the helicopter pass by. So, one of the things that I'm going to talk about at Driven Bootcamp is 5 years ago, like, I see this influencer, I'm like, wow, Rolls Royce, and I'm like,
wow,
that's so big, and then I see, oh, jet, so big, and past big things appear small now.
Yeah.
And
So
what I like to do is, like, I drive to people's previous homes, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I remember that home being bigger. But when you grow, things start appearing smaller, and then that you are growing, and you should always be growing. So it's good to go back in time and maybe, like Anthony, Maybe you're making 100K. Maybe you're making $250,000. I don't know how much you're making right now, but don't compare yourself to, I want to be Albert next year, or I want to be this influencer next year. Compare yourself, like look them up. But for example, use me as an example. Look at my videos from 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Look at how much I sucked. Look at how much of a big idiot I was. And look at how much I've improved every year. So go back and just be like, look, Albert was here. Maybe you catch me on a cycle and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to improve like Albert did. I'm going to improve. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I got good at getting attention, and I started creating relationships. So Driven Bootcamp, there's going to be many relationships there that you want to get.
Exactly. And you were never a dum-dum. He was just a bad dresser, very bad dresser. So I helped him.
I got some Yeezys now. I'm
And
getting
that's
better.
what my girlfriend says too. She got me like, she's trying to style me now. I'm just like, I like a t-shirt, I like jeans.
Which is
But I
cool.
mean-
Which is
Bro,
totally cool.
get some Yeezys.
Totally cool.
I got
There's-
some, but she hates them. She doesn't like my
there's-
Yeezys. She
She
says
hates
they're
them
ugly.
too.
There's a time and a place for
They're not
everything.
that
But also, Syl's not the best at marketing, so.
Stupid. I always look good. That's all I have to
I know
say.
you look good, but I mean, you look good. I like it. You're showing me the legs. But that doesn't mean that's good at well, that's actually good at marketing.
Thank
yeah.
you.
But guess what? Like, look, if you were ever to leave me, just an she'll never leave me, right? But let's say if she leaves me and she turns to the dark side and she leaves me, like if I get it in my Ferrari and go out there and I'm wearing some Yeezys, guess what? All the youngsters are gonna be like, damn.
Imagine when I get in my Ferrari with my little skirt.
You get the
Anyway,
point.
does that answer your question? Kind of. So remember, look, it depends on how much money you're making, what you're doing. See, me, for example, totally different than him. Me, I was a realtor, I was a waitress. I always had reserves no matter what, meaning I lived below my means. You could always look good. It doesn't matter how much money you have, right? If I closed a $20 commission, I would take half into my savings and half into my debit account. Because, you swipe that card and I'm like, oh shit, what happened to all my money? So I've always been like that. And it's not that I was saving for a rainy day. I like money in my bank account. Always.
And
I didn't even buy like a designer purse other than like Michael Kors until I had a lot of money in my bank account, because there's no point in having an expensive purse and trying to act rich when you don't got no money in your bank account. It's so stupid. People are so focused on looking rich instead of being rich.
And Anthony, to answer your question, I would spend 40% of my income in marketing. So like if you make 100 grand, spend 40,000 in marketing. So what does that mean? So if
Looking good, dressing good.
So if you're spending 40,000, that is $3,300 a month that you're going to spend on marketing. So
you break it down in a year.
yeah. So for example, a day, let's just say a day, you're spending 111. So let's just say $100 a day, and you're running ads. So I would start running ads on Instagram and Facebook and spend $100 a day, $100 a day, $100 a day, $100 a day. And then you're going to start getting known, because like what I did is I targeted this influencer dude, and I targeted him, and I targeted like the age group and kind of, because you could get really selective. So then I started attracting people that followed this dude, and then they started saying, wait a minute, I relate more to Albert because he's Latino and he's younger. So then I started capturing that audience. And obviously some people also said like, this is a wannabe Ty Lopez. This is a wannabe this,
Doesn't
wannabe
matter.
that. So those guys I would just skip. Yeah, fuck him. And then a lot of people were like, I really like Albert. And then I started gaining people that didn't know about me. So I would spend $100 on a day on ads for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. But let's say you make 60 grand. Just do the math. 60 grand, 40%, and divide it by a month, divide it by a day, and then spend that money on social media, because social media is the future. It's not going anywhere at least for the next 5-10 years. So focus on that right now, because the more attention you get, the more popular you get, you're going to make more money, you're going to get more clients, and your business is going to keep growing. So you want to get Kim Kardashian famous.
Yeah.
Nice.
Obviously,
Cool.
like I don't think you want. I don't think you want to start shaking the booty. So you have to get attention doing other things.
I'm not gonna do a sex tape, nah, man. It's
Yeah.
not my thing.
Awesome,
All
brother.
right.
And then, but what about the remaining 60%? What do you do with that?
Well, the remaining
Stack.
60% you got to stack and rack. Yeah, stack and rack. Keep that money. It's like save it and that invested in you need some money for your personal stuff and you also want to keep some money to grow your business or whatever
Whatever
work
trying
at.
to do, yeah.
Cool. Just want to say thanks again, guys. I love you guys. I tune in every chance I get, even if I'm driving or at work.
Aw,
And
thank
my
you.
girlfriend and I will see you guys there. And
Okay.
we
Where
cut
is
off,
she?
We cut off all our loser friends.
Good.
They're
Yeah,
not-
fuck
Good.
losers.
She's laughing. If they're not helping us reach our goals or where we want to be, we're just not talking to them.
That's right.
Awesome.
So thank you guys.
See
My
you.
pleasure. I'll see you this weekend.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
Steph, are we done?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys.
Awesome.
We'll see you guys at the boot camp. If you haven't gotten your tickets for the boot camp, remember, send me a DM if you want to get on the wait list. We might maybe every now and then the ticket opens up. But we'll see you next week post boot camp, and we'll tell you all about it. See you next week. You want to say any closing?
Love you guys. Can't wait for this weekend to start and then to be over.
And for the record, I work harder than her.
No, he doesn't. Bye.